So originally, I didn't plan to cover Cyberpunk 2077, but oh my goodness, I've never seen this or even heard of this in the entirety of gaming history. I've heard of games be, taken off of stores like PSN or Xbox or definitely Steam, and I've heard of games be refunded, sure, but not both. And that's what I want to talk about today. So, first and foremost, this game only came out like 8 days ago at this point. Within that time, people quickly found out that CD Projekt Red lied to them about the PS4 and Xbox One version. Thankfully, I was able to play the PS5 version, but I understand that console and even the Series X are very, very difficult to find. And even if you do find it, very expensive in unprecedented times. So, definitely not the ideal solution. But, anyways, some people were getting crashes, glitches, and bugs that were actually game breaking, frame rates in the teens. I even saw frame rates from Digital Foundry's video as low as 10 FPS on PS4 and Xbox One, running at sub 720p. That's pretty inexcusable to me, especially when they were only going to release a PS4, Xbox One, and PC version originally before the game got delayed so many times. That's what most of us would have played because the next gen consoles wouldn't have even been out yet. So, oh man, that's a huge issue. They were under scrutiny for that. And then they came out and said, all right, guys, well, we see that all of you are upset, so we'll give you some refunds. People were just like, all right, cool, myself included. I tried to get a refund from PSN. They're just like, no. I'm just like, wait, what? And then I found out that everybody else was having the same issue. More people had success on the Xbox because, let's be honest, PlayStation has really bad refund policies. Like, the worst. I like all my consoles, but like PlayStation, has the worst refunds. Even if you download the game, you can't refund it. And it's just like, dude, that's kind of lame, especially for pre-orders, in my opinion. So then people got even more mad and more upset. So then last night, I was just chilling, minding my own business, trying to find stuff to make a video on for next week. Then boom, Sony absolutely out of nowhere just creates a Cyberpunk 2077 refund page on their website where you go in, you sign into your account and press I want a refund if you want one. If you don't, the game will still update and download everything properly and you can still keep the game. There's no problem. This isn't like a PT situation for PS4. If you guys remember that. That game was taken down entirely, the demo, and you can't re-download that anywhere. But this one, no. As long as you bought it, you're good. But as of last night as well, it was removed from the PSN store entirely until further notice. Now, I know some people are mad about that. Me personally, I do think it's the right move, honestly. Because even on my PS5, I was getting 10 to 20 crashes, and I've only had like 6 play sessions. Even on a PS5, where the game shouldn't have nearly as many issues. Granted, PS4 and Xbox One still have huge issues. I'm not trying to undermine that. But like the PS5 and Series X still have big issues too. So like that's a problem as well. So yeah, this game overall is just an entire mess. And then this morning I woke up, Xbox is extending the refund policy. They're still keeping it on their digital store. So if you have a Series X and are still planning to get Cyberpunk after all of this, then you can still get it digitally, no problem, on the Xbox Series X, S, or any Xbox One consoles you may own. So there's something. But they extended the refund policy, and Best Buy actually started to do refunds as well, surprisingly enough, which is pretty interesting. But those are only up until the 21st. And CD Projekt Red on their Twitter came out and said, literally less than an hour ago from when I'm recording this, they came out and said, look, you get a refund anywhere, and in doing so, they will make sure that you get a refund anywhere, any retailer and digital copies included. Meaning if for whatever reason they decline your refund, they will pay. CD Projekt Red will pay the companies to take your refund if they absolutely have to as well. And you could contact them via their email through the 21st as well, so then they could help you out to get a refund. But man, oh man, is this crazy. Like, I've never heard or seen anything like this in video game history. So, I mean, the cool thing is this will definitely go down in video game history. The bad thing is, obviously, it will go down for all the wrong reasons. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the game, that's great. That's awesome. Me personally, yeah, I definitely already sent in my refund request to Sony because I feel like the game is unfinished even on next gen consoles. And it's just crazy to me. A game that has been developed for like 8, 9 years, almost a decade worth of time, comes out this broken. This is insane. And no, no, I don't blame the people who worked on the game. I blame the higher ups and people who forced them to get it out there on time. Because it's not the people who made the game's fault when it comes out. It's the higher ups making all the delays and when the game should release, etc. So I'm sure people working on the game knew deep down that this game was definitely not ready at all. So yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, some more good news. By January, we'll get the first patch, and February, we'll get a second patch. Both of the patches are supposed to quote unquote fix all the major issues for all platforms that are having issues, which is almost all of them, besides like maybe Stadia, I think. But like most people don't even use Stadia. So ironically, the console that gets the most or the least traction, has the best performance. But man, oh man, is this crazy. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Every day is something new. Oh, and as a side note, CD Projekt Red also has a GOG like website where you could buy games similar to Steam or Epic Games, and they were supposed to put a game on there that was taken down from Steam a while back due to controversy that I won't really get into here. However, within like an hour or two of the company Red Candle, the indie company, putting up that their game will be back on GOG and people were celebrating that, GOG took it down. Like an hour after Red Candle announced that their game was finally back on stores that people legitimately want to play. And it's just like, man, CD Projekt Red cannot catch a break this week. Now, do I excuse them for releasing a game like this? Absolutely not. No way. When the game was made for PS4 and Xbox One, it should work on there. Honestly. It should work 1080p, 30 FPS. Like, is that so crazy? In my opinion, it should. Yeah, sure, we could get a few dips here and there that won't really matter. And I'm sure we would, because let's be honest, it's an open world game. Just like most open world games are prone to glitches and bugs. Okay, fine. But in here, they're game breaking issues. Oh my goodness. I'll see people, even on my PS5, I'll see people, I'll kill people in the game, whatever. And then I'll see them walk up into a T-pose or glitch into the cement concrete, or they just vanish entirely. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on here? Let alone my game will go to like 5 FPS for like 10 minutes and then crash. Like, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely atrocious. I honestly think they should have delayed it. Ironically enough, I know everybody likes to make memes and jokes about the game being constantly delayed, but I honest to God think it should have been delayed 100,000%. Because this game is just not done. It's not done. Even if we had to wait 2 more years for it, which honestly I don't think we would, but let's just say that for a theoretical, I'm okay with that. I think most people would be, because I'd much rather wait for a game than have it come out like this, or come out like Marvel's Avengers or Anthem or even Fallout 76 originally did. Yes, those games got better. Besides Marvel's Avengers, it hasn't seen much of a facelift. From what I've heard, I haven't played it. But yeah, is an absolute shame. And call me old fashioned, but when I'm paying for a game, any price, even if it's $5, let alone 60, I expect it to be polished. Not perfectly polished, but I expect it to, have minimal bugs, glitches, and crashes. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like that's fair, especially when it's crashing on next gen hardware. And even PCs is crashing and having huge bugs and glitches as well. That's a huge problem. That's just a huge issue, especially when you look at the Nintendo Switch. Here we are, the Nintendo Switch. The weakest of the bunch, the weakest console of the bunch. I think we can all admit that, right? There's not a problem with that in my eyes because they make great games. No Nintendo first party game, at least on the Switch, I can speak for, has even had major glitches, bugs. I've never even had a game crash on my Nintendo Switch, let alone have any bugs and glitches. Yeah, the quality of the games themselves can vary, absolutely, and I have my opinions about that, but I think we can all agree Nintendo waits for their games to be polished, and I can forever appreciate that, especially when we get something like Cyberpunk 2077. A game that was promised multiple times. It was being delayed to be fixed for current gen, which I still include as PS4 and Xbox One, as majority have it, and PS5 and Series X are near damn impossible to find. So, yeah. And on top of that, it's just like, guys, come on. Like, they knew, even in an investor's call, an emergency investor's call, they admitted that they knew that this game was not up to par, especially on PS4 and Xbox One. And that's just a shame. So, yeah, I also, quick tangent as well, I also think that people should stop, having blind faith in companies. This recently, in my opinion, this started more with Bethesda, with like mainly Fallout 3 New Vegas and especially Skyrim. But then Fallout 76 came out and then they moved on. And then this started for CD Projekt Red with Witcher 3 mostly. And then people got disappointed with Cyberpunk 2077. I've never had blind faith in any company, in anything, not just video games. Because at the end of the day, they're just trying to get our money. You know what I mean? They're just here for the monies. Like at the end of the day, they do not care. If they cared, they would have showed us how bad the game ran on PS4, Xbox One. Honestly, they would have. So, yeah. I do think that stuff should stop 100%. But wow, what a turn of events. I've never even heard of this in the history of video games in general at all. And I've done my fair research on all of video game history in its entirety. But man, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hope you enjoy like this kind of tangent thing. I'm not angry about it. I'm not frustrated, to be clear. Because, like, to be honest, at least people could get refunds very easily now if they want to. All retailers are doing it, and all digital stores are doing it. So, at the very least, at least it's pretty easy to get one. And if it doesn't work for you, contact CD Projekt Red, and they will literally pay for you to get it done. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, wow, I'm just sad about this. A company fell from grace in less than a week, and it's continuing every day. And it's crazy. It is insane. But yeah, take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.